Welcome to the JAMODI podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. Coaches, the JAMODI podcast is powered by Shoot 360. The future of basketball has arrived in Dallas-Fort Worth. Shoot 360 combines the latest sports technology with the fundamentals of basketball skill development. The result is a one-of-a-kind video game-like basketball program designed to improve your shooting, dribbling, and passing. Visit shoot360dfw.com to learn more and register for your free 1-hour workout evaluation. Shoot 360, the future of basketball is here. You have this new crop of coaches that's going to be coming in. And so you're not just teaching your players about your standards, your culture, the way that you do things every day. You're also going to be teaching those coaches. So what are some of those standards or pillars or the culture of your program that you're going to be showing them right off the bat?
So like we if you see us on social media, we hashtag fast pace on everything. And that's twofold. That's one is how we want to play, but two, that's our core values. So the fast it's family, it's accountability, it's service, it's toughness, and the pace is passion, it's appreciation, it's competitiveness, and it's excellence. And those are the things that we want to strive for. We want it to be first of all, we want it to be a family environment. Like we spend so much time with each other, man. We become family, and within a family, you got good days, you got bad days, you got times where you get along great, you got times where there's conflict, but at the end of the day, you gotta be a family that loves, and I really feel like love is talked about in our play, within our culture, and it's lived as well. Accountability, you got to be willing to be held accountable, and you got to hold other people accountable, hold yourself accountable. Competitiveness, man, I really believe in that. I want to fast that service. I believe in giving back, and I believe that as coaches too, we got to have a servant leader mentality. Like we're here to serve. We're here to serve this university. We're here to serve our players.
Yeah.
We're here to serve each other on the staff. That's the mindset that we try to have. The T, toughness, man. You can't win without toughness, and especially just, man, you look at COVID and you look at just this last 2 years, man. You better have some type of mental toughness to get through this.
Yeah,
it's hard. You talk about mental health, man, but there's a lot of the great thing about student athletes, man, is you're developing just tough leaders. I think there's so many, and if you can get out of college athletics and have had and made it through 4 years, like
yeah,
it's almost
you get
like
a badge at the end of that. Yeah,
but what it does to you mentally, as far as like, man, I was a college athlete. This is nothing for me. I see so many of my former players and what they're doing now and how they're leaders. That's because they were able to balance being a student, being a high level player, and do all that and have success. And they found their way out of that and time managed that whole thing. And I'm sure they probably had a lot of fun on the weekends and weeknights and all that too. Like you're able to balance all that student athlete life and you have success. And then go to pace real quick.
Coach, let me pause before pace at the T. Question for you. You get a kid that is talented and skilled, but lacks toughness. How much can you put that into that player? Or do they need to have a certain level of toughness when they get to you? Yeah. And then you can maybe help maximize that.
It's a great question.
I don't know the answer, so I want to know.
My good friend in coaching, his name is Chuck Taylor. He was on the men's side for a long time. He's actually back on the men's side. He's a JUCO head coach back in Alabama now, but when I first met him, he was at South Alabama as an assistant, and he became a head coach at Paris Junior College. So he's all on the men's side. And we used to talk about toughness, and he used to always say, you can't teach a kid to be tough. You can teach them to be courageous, but you can't teach them to be tough. And we would talk about that all the time. And it was funny. He would say, "Hey, that sucker, that dude, he's courageous." But
I love it. I love that.
Toughness is a skill. You have it or you don't have it. You can And like I said, you can teach some courageousness.
Like your vertical. I mean, I did a ton of jumping things back in the day, and it took me from here to here. It did improve it a little bit, but I did not have a large capacity to begin with there. And maybe, yeah, I think that's something.
And here's an example. Here's two examples of toughness versus courageousness. There's some kids that you're just like, that dude is going to lay his body on the line. They're going to take a charge every time. It's not a question like, "Oh, I'm there. I'm taking a hit." That's what it takes to get the win. And then you got the occasional person that can be courageous in the moment, and a lot of times it was just wrong place, wrong time. I couldn't move out the way fast enough, so I
got hit.
You got kids that are tough kids, and I'm a guard 94 feet the entire game because that's who I am. I got a high motor. I'm determined this is what coach wants. And then you have the kid that is, okay, it's the end of the game and we're down 10 with 3 minutes left. I'm gonna bend my knees and do it for a 3-minute segment. And you're like, why isn't this who you are all the time? Like, I just think there are times where you got people that act courageous, but that's not truly who they are. And then you got some players that are just toughness. That's who they are. They come, they bring it every day. Doesn't matter what the situation is too. There's physical and mental toughness, and I think that you just got some kids that they're gonna make it in life because they've made it through situations that you're like, man, I don't know, I can make it through that situation, but here you are doing it with a smile on your face, and you're here. You're just resilient. There's certain things that sometimes by the time you get to us in college, you have so much life experience that like some kids are just built different, and they're built with a certain mental toughness, and there's some that haven't had to have some of the same like upbringings as far as having opportunities to show your toughness, and sometimes you get here and kids are more tough than we think they are. They just hadn't had the opportunity to show it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think I needed to hear that, because that idea of, I mean, I'm at a private Christian school and great kids, but the toughness level, I'm always wanting it to be more at times across the board. But that idea of, I've heard you can't teach it. If they don't have it, they don't have it. But then I love that distinction between toughness and courageous. We have tons of courageous kids here. Tons.
There's some kids
great moments. Yeah. All right, go on to Pace.
There's some kids that just hadn't had the opportunity to.
Yeah.
And sometimes life brings out some toughness that you didn't know you had.
And maybe as coaches, how can we manufacture opportunities? How can we create an environment where they have conflict, right? I'll say another 2 quick stories now. One,
former boss of mine now and then colleague, Sam Walker. He was an evil genius when it came to coaching. He's the best coach I've ever worked for, because he would sometimes, like, he would just realize in the middle of the season that we hadn't had enough conflict, and he would come to practice and pick a fight. And he just felt like he had a pulse on the team when he felt like there needed to be some conflict and when there didn't. And he was just a mastermind when it came to that. And I just, sometimes I didn't know what he was doing, and he had a reason for everything. And I really respected him for that. And I totally drew a blank on the other thing I was going to tell you.
Well, but there's an art to that, and because that's beyond X's and O's. There's some guys that can outdraw anyone in plays and have this memory, like almost a photographic memory. But if you don't know the pulse of your team, and it's not just know it, but know how to manipulate in a good way and change it to where they need to be, you're missing out on a huge piece. So that art is huge.
No doubt. So I'll go to the Pace real quick.
Okay.
Passion. I just think you have to have, especially at this level, like you have to love what you do. And us as coaches, them as players, because it becomes too much of a job. There's too much at stake when it comes to wins and losses and what it takes to be successful at this level. You gotta love it. And I'm a firm believer too. Like, anything that I'm gonna do, anything I'm gonna put my name on or spend my time on, like, I'm gonna give it my all. There's time is the one thing you don't get back.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to spend it, you might as well spend it well and put your all into it. So be passionate about whatever you're going to do in life. If you don't love it, then you probably shouldn't be doing it at this level for sure. Appreciation, man. I believe appreciation goes so, it can take you so far, man. Just thank you and thanking people. I've gotten more with thank yous and showing appreciation than I've gotten with anything else.
Mm.
I just think it goes to how you treat people, man. And when you treat people the right way, they tend to want to do things for you or do tenfold for you what you thought you could have got for them. And so showing appreciation, man, like when we can, we try to give gear to people that help out or just do little things to show appreciation, man. Having conversations with our janitors, our custodians, the people that take care of this building, man, I think are huge. And those people want to, they're the people that on a Sunday afternoon when you forgot your keys are around and they want to help you out and things like that. So I just think showing appreciation is huge. Competitiveness, we compete in everything that we do. Every drill that we do, there is a winner and there's a loser. And we're going to compete for that. And I just think that breeds success when you're competing on a high level in practice all the time. And then excellence, you just got to demand it, man. I think that it becomes part of your brand, man. And that should be, and that's what we want to be associated with is when you think of A&M Commerce women's basketball or A&M Commerce, we want you to associate excellence with that. I think that's why our coaches have gone on and gotten really good jobs and gotten head coaching jobs. I think that's why our players have gone on and had a lot of success and business or playing overseas, whatever, but just demanding excellence in everything we do.
I love the in passion, the P. I was blown away. I mean, I can still remember my college days, and not that far gone. I was blown away by how many of my teammates really didn't have a passion for the game.
Yeah.
You know, at that level, and how I could use that as an advantage for myself, a passion for the game to work harder, to spend more time, to give a little bit more. In your opinion, how many high school players are coming out now that say they want to play or they love the game, but you just don't see that passion in them?
I think they think they're passionate, and then they get here, and they're like, maybe I wasn't that passionate. I also think there's, I mean, I hate to say it, I just think we're playing, I think kids play way too much basketball, man.
Yeah.
I think, you know, it becomes somewhat of a business too. You know, one thing we try to do here, man, is we try to have fun with some of the stuff that we do. I think you can get things done, but still have fun with it. And we had fun this last week of workouts. We had the Commerce Olympics, right? And so,
please share. Please share.
What we did was we wrote everybody's name on a dry erase board, and every event, and there was team competition, there was individual things, but everything had a point total assigned to it. So let's say day one. Day one, first thing we do, we had two teams. We do star shooting. It's a shooting drill. Winner gets 2 points. So everybody on that winning team got two marks by their name. Next thing we do is clean the court. Okay, so we do, you know, 1-on-1 and 2 baskets for 6 minutes. Take the top 2 from each basket to one basket. And everybody that made it to the final basket got at least 1 point. But the winner was going to walk away with 4 points. So 4, 3, 2, 1.
Take the top 2 from each basket?
Top 2.
Okay.
All right. So we had 10 people in our off season. So 2 baskets of 5 players. Top 2 scores from each basket. They come back to the championship basket. That's the queen court right there. And then everybody that made it to the queen court got at least 1 point. Winner got 4. Second place got 3 points. Third place got 2. Fourth place got 1. So then we just kept a running tally of everything. We had a 2-on-2 tournament. We had we played 3-on-3 cutthroat. And the next day we did something different. Different shooting drill. We did kill drill. We did 5-on-5. So we had a skills challenge where like the NBA skills challenge, you got to dribble around some cones, pass it, hit a target. But the whole thing is so that whole week, are we necessarily just doing skill development? No, but you're competing, and to me, competing at a high level is a skill. Like the more if you're competing at a high level, you're getting better, right? And that's like when you're sprinting against somebody. I don't care what you're doing. If it's me versus you, I'm going to push myself to give my all to win that thing. And it's the same thing with basketball. If you're pushing yourself in a drill and you're trying to win, then you're doing that thing at full speed. You're doing it. If you're trying to hit a target, you're trying your best to be accurate with your stuff. If you're trying to make a shot the first time, so you can hurry and get down, like you were working on. I got to shoot this with the right follow through. I got to go full speed. It's going to be gang speed shots. And so that was our thing the last week is let's have fun. And at the end of the week, we give prizes, whether it was, some more gear or whatever. Try to make it fun. So at the end of the week, we got some out of it. We had fun. And instead of going to the weight room the last day, we played volleyball as a team and they loved it. And I just think that, we're going to work hard at everything we do, but also they got finals coming up. They got papers.
Yep.
They don't need to stress out about, and we don't play a game till November. We don't have to overdo it all the time. And I think sometimes as coaches, we overdo it when we don't have to. And so that's one of the things. But I think it's on us too to help keep some of that passion alive, because we got to remember at the end of the day, it's a game, and we do this because we love the game that we play. And so you want to continue to make sure your players are loving the game, and you want to keep them. Like, yeah, a lot of the details become monotonous. Like, I got to get 1,000 shots up this week, but okay, how can we change it up and make those 1,000 shots fun? Like, what can we do to make sure we're still having fun? Because I just think there's you can lose your fun and your passion for the game if you're not trying to find ways to have fun in what you do. So sprinkling ways to have fun in the work that you're going to be doing.
Coach, that's a good nugget. And I'll have to send you a video of the Faith Olympics that we do. And I just think that's so cool. I love the idea of different point totals for things. How many different games do you feel like you had in all, if you could guess?
So we did 4 days worth of workouts, and we probably did 4 workouts a day. So, probably 16.
Okay. I love that. Going back to, because I want to kind of finish up your culture piece. I love the fast pace brand. Like, I feel like we try to do that here at Faith too. But what's unique about those standards or your pillars, those 8 words, is that it goes with the style of play that you want, but then also the type of culture and human beings that you want on your team as well, and things that'll help them. I wonder how many cultures out there, or how many teams have things on their wall that are great, but really don't sync up with. There's a disconnect between those words and actually how they play and do things. Yours seem to both go hand in hand, which is brilliant.
The beauty of COVID. I was sitting around the house, and I'm like, just thinking about, what I had to do is and we say fast pace all the time. Like, it's one of the things we talk about all the time. Like, we want to play at a fast pace. Like, you get into recruiting pitches and you're talking to families, you're talking to players. We had a really good year in 1920, so I was speaking virtually on all these coaches clinics, and I'm like, I just got to thinking, and I'm like, I think I took our core values from Shaka Smart at a TABC clinic 8 years ago. I liked what he said, and so I think I just stole his verbatim. And it wasn't ours, so I never really remembered it. I just like it was cool, but we weren't really living that. And so the COVID, you're sitting around, and I just had time to think, and I'm like, what do we stand for? What do we want to do? What is something we say all the time? And I just started thinking about fast pace. We say it all the time. We hashtag it all the time. But what does that mean? And it was easy. Like, the F was easy. And you started thinking about things. Some of the core values that I had on my wall, the appreciation, accountability, was already on there. And the fact that I had 2 A words, I was like, this is lining up. Okay. I had competitiveness on my wall, had excellence on my wall, but I never had the order. And now it's easy to say fast pace and remember it. And it was all things that we were living and doing, but now, like, it just made more sense when I actually had time to sit down, and COVID forced me to sit down and think about my thoughts. Think about what I really wanted.
Yeah. Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.